What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rockham. The Orlando Magic back in the win column. Shoo! We needed that one, folks. So glad you're with us here for the Six-Man Show Postgame Live. I'm producer Kevin. Glad you're with us. What a bounce back. What a great bounce back. A wire-to-wire win for the Magic. They defeat the Brooklyn Nets 114-106 at Kia Center. I think all Magic fans just breathed a nice sigh of relief over the last 2.5 hours, because that was more like it. That is more like Magic basketball. It wasn't perfect, but it was Magic basketball, not like what we saw over the weekend. So definitely good bounce back here tonight for the Magic, and definitely glad to get to celebrate that here with all of you. The Six-Man Show Postgame Live is presented by Rockham. Rockham, the world's largest sock store. And they make their socks, and they design their socks, and they promote their socks, and they do everything from their headquarters in Orlando, right down the road from Kia Center. They're a great company, and they're a Central Florida brand as well, and so we're super glad to partner with them all season long. They make socks and underwear for some of your favorite teams. I got the matching classic socks here, match with the classic jersey, like the Magic we're wearing tonight, which is awesome. Oh, man, I'm just now realizing on the show, my Disney patch is coming off. What the heck? What a ripoff. Okay, anyway, we also got these Play the Song socks that they released a couple weeks ago. A great night to play the song. I've seen several of you mention Play the Song in the chat, so I guess we just need to play the song. What do you think? Let's go. Big shout out to Rockham for sponsoring the Six-Man Show Postgame Live. Just be sure when you shop at Rockham for Magic socks or underwear, or socks and underwear from your favorite teams, use that code MAGIC20 because it'll get you 20% off of your order at Rockham.com. And who doesn't like to save money while also supporting an Orlando Magic podcast? So definitely do that. Again, big shout out to Rockham for sponsoring the show. Let's take a look at our super chats. First off, we got Ty, Mr. TV. He says, play the song. 4 more games till we see some nips from old Luke Sylvia. I'm just saying, looking ahead here, where's my little handy-dandy sheet? You guys will see it later. 4 games, they're all pretty winnable. Could another shirtless episode be on the, in the horizon here for Luke Sylvia? It's possible. Thanks for that super chat. Luis Rosario says 29 assists tonight. Great ball movement. Yes, 29 assists for the Magic. I believe Paolo had 9 as well. So a lovely night passing the basketball for the Magic. Again, that is Magic basketball. We're going to talk more about that here a little bit later in the show, but kind of what we saw tonight and how it's a recipe for success for this team. The last thing I'm going to share with you before we go to the rest of the chat here, if you don't follow us on social media, today was a little bit of an important day. We announced something big that's coming tomorrow on our next episode of the Six-Man Show. Jonathan, Luke, actually right now as we speak, are recording that episode. But we recorded a little bit of something yesterday, and I'm going to play that teaser for you guys now.
All right, Orlando Magic fans, we are now joined by a very special guest here with Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, folks. Pretty crazy. Yeah, so you're definitely going to want to tune into that episode tomorrow. Not only is it special we have that, it's our 400th episode as a show. Jeff Turner, I'm going to try again. Jeff Turner also on the show for his normal extended segment that he does with us, several times throughout the season. So it's a jam-packed episode. Like I said, Jonathan and Luke are recording the rest of the episode right now, reacting to tonight's game and stuff. But yeah, it's a doozy. A lot happening in it, and you don't want to miss that. Again, that'll be tomorrow's episode of the Sixth Man Show. All right, chat. How are we doing tonight? Let's see here. Seth says, we are now Mikal Bridges' worst nightmare. Isn't that crazy? I mentioned that to Jonathan and Luke earlier. I was like, do you remember the beginning of the season when the Nets owned us? We played them twice, and they just dominated us. The average margin of victory was over 20. in those first 2 games against the Nets, and then we turned around and, flipped the script on the last 2 games. But you're right, Mikal Bridges, man, we own that guy the second half of the season. Kind of crazy. Luke says, is that Jonathan Isaac or Kevin Durant? That's like sidestep 3 that J.I. had in the corner. Oh my gosh. Got me going crazy. Rom says, nice comeback game. Suggs is a spark plug. I mean, come on, guys. Like, if there was any question, any doubt about Jalen Suggs, Paolo said it on his walk-off interview. He is the heart and soul of this team. So good to have him back. Not a coincidence at all that we lost those games without him, and we win this one convincingly with him. Not a coincidence. Yeah, Janine says it. Jalen Suggs, no other words needed. Sean says, next Nets game in Orlando, I'm putting heckling bounty on Claxton first fan to get him to react. Gets dinner for 2 at a restaurant of your choosing. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that was a little dirty there from Nick. I'm a Nick Claxton fan. I like him, but he was not my favorite tonight. He definitely lost a little bit of my respect tonight. Brian says, yeah, I don't want Claxton on the Magic anymore. You can't mess with our king. Facts, man. Crazy. We got a super chat coming in here from Shahin. Says, solid games from Gary. Yeah, Gary was very, very good tonight. Really, really good. Super impressed with him. Several of our guys. Now, listen, I know this is going to be weird saying this after this weekend that we had, but take away that weekend, if you can. Several of our guys are starting to play their best basketball. Okay. Like Gary started the season horribly, like historically bad for him. His worst start of a season ever. And then he turns around here and, the last several weeks he's been playing really, really well. And so there's some other guys like that too. So other guys need to maybe do the opposite. They're struggling a little bit right now and they need to do better, but we'll talk about some of them later. Chris says, great win and bounce back. What the heck were the refs smoking tonight? Play that song. Yeah, what in the world? All those texts and it's just gross, man. Pretty gross. Oh, thanks, Praises. Man, I've been thinking about this lately. Says, I'm going to dearly miss these jerseys. And then he says, and the court too. It's been so great to see it back. Facts, man. Oh my gosh. The fact that I'd have to pull it up. I mean, only a handful of games left with this jersey is pretty disappointing. I don't believe, I'm trying to think back, I don't believe that throwbacks are eligible in the playoffs. If someone has seen throwbacks in the playoffs, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure throwbacks, they're done at the end of the regular season, which will be tragic. But we still have a handful of games left with them. Hard to believe there's 16 games left in the regular season, guys. That's crazy. Crazy. Destined for Greatness says, play that beautiful song. Nathan says, when Suggs gets it going, I swear he's Curry. Dude, when he has these spurts where he just gets locked in. Whew. Yeah, he's dangerous, man. Janine says, let's go Bulls and let's go Nuggets. Nuggets pulling away right now. We'll look at the scores here later. And then Bulls Pacers, a 1-point game. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'll keep an eye on that. And obviously, we'll check all the scores at the end of the show like we always do. And of course, guys, we're going to have our spreadsheet later. 100 of you are here in the chat tonight celebrating this Magic victory over the Nets. Welcome to the Six Man Show Postgame Live. If you're brand new around here, we're the Six Man Show. We're an Orlando Magic podcast. We put out episodes every Monday and Thursday. You're going to definitely want to turn into tomorrow's episode, that's for sure. But we also do this show right here live on YouTube after every single Orlando Magic game. So glad you're here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for checking us out. And if you want more Magic content, this is the place to do it. And also, while you're here, there's over 100 of you here. Hit that like button. It really, really helps out the show a lot, and it's free for you to do. So if you're appreciative of our content that we put out, and we have worked our tails off this season to give you content all the time, constantly in every direction, if you're appreciative of that, please hit that like button. It really means a lot. Seth says, Jamal has answered our prayers for more Isaac minutes. Oh my goodness, man. You are so right. It's just been such a battle over the course of this season, right? He's ramped up his minutes, and then some nights it goes down. Who knows? And I think I've mentioned this on the show before. I'm not sure exactly how much control Jamal Mosley has in that. I think more often than not, it comes from above him. But they mentioned on the broadcast, they are clearly getting him ready to play a significant role in the playoffs. And boy, Jonathan Isaac with a significant 25 minutes a night in the playoffs, that'd be wild. Okay, let's see here. A couple more people talking about the scores. Yep. Doc 2 says J.I. is the minister of defense and offense now. It's pretty funny. Chris has been a rough week. Needed a Magic win for some fun. Hey, man, I feel that. Glad we could enjoy this Magic win together and get a little break from reality. I definitely feel that. Thanks for tuning in, man. Ty says Suggs is all heart and J.I. defense. Whew, yeah, both those guys. Crazy. Jonathan says, love me some Suggs, love me some J.I., love me some Jam Hot Chicken. Shout out Jam Hot Chicken in Winter Park. Best chicken in Central Florida, if you ask me. Nathan says, who do we see in the playoffs? For me, like, we're almost to the point where I'm going to say Knicks versus the field. We're almost there. I mean, maybe 5 more games away from me saying that. It just feels like that's inevitable. I'm Jovi says, finally an updated banner tonight. Well, hey, you know what? We put out a performance worthy of me updating the banner. Steven says, yes, sir, back in the win column. Let's go. Karen says, loved the defense, played with much better energy. Love that. Bulls just took the lead with 3 minutes to go. Let's go. Come on, Chicago. Whew, okay, Only Mellow says, when we are healthy and everyone plays good, we are unstoppable. It's just facts, man. Didalo says, solid win, just a very balanced effort all around. It's true. Man, this is so true. Destined for Greatness says, J.I. finding his shooting stroke is a beautiful sight to see. Woof. Better believe it. Changes the game. Kobe Bryant says, thanks for doing what you do. Oh, thank you. Big shout out. Let's see. Oh, BW says, throw all the money at Jalen Suggs. He's earning it. Nathan Swan says, I watch Magic games now just so I can watch the postgame live. Love that. Let's go. Janine says, gotta get ya. Nathan says, if y'all noticed Paolo's passing, it's improved so much throughout the season. Way better than last year for sure. And here's the thing, guys. You're 100% right. Here's the thing. He's 21. He's 21 years old, and he has the vision at 21. What is his passing game going to be like when he's 25, 27? Like, he passes, like when he gets double teamed on one side of the floor, his passes across the court, sometimes they're one-handed, across the court to the opposite corner, LeBron-esque. I know there's a lot of players that do that, but the way he gets those off looks like LeBron. He's 21. I'm not saying he's LeBron. I'm just saying, like, the way he does it, you can tell he watches those guys. The guys that are used to getting those double teams all night, every night, you can tell he watches them. It's pretty cool. Oof. All right, now I'm finally at all these comments where we had the Paolo thing playing. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's not easy, guys. I just kind of little peek behind the curtain. It's not easy to get Paolo Banchero. I'm just saying. And don't be coming in there expecting a big old fat, like, sit-down, hour-long interview. It's not. We got all we can get, and we're so grateful for that. But we're hoping this is, maybe just the first of many interactions that we get with Paolo on the show. Oh, man. Nathan says, it's wild to think that J.I. missed 3 of his key developmental... Oh, man, I love this. Missed 3 of his key developmental years. Imagine how good he could have been. Isn't that crazy to think about? He's already so good and so impactful. And imagine if he didn't miss 3 years of basketball. It's crazy. That's such a good point, man. A says, I'm convinced we're going to secure the 5th seed. 4 will be great, but 5 is my expectation for the season. It feels like that. But, we still have a very, very favorable schedule. So we'll see. Who knows? Luis Rosario says, Jalen got robbed of a foul call at the end of the first half. Yeah, I think that definitely could have happened. Do you believe in says Clayton Pouty Toddler? That's funny. Man, I know what you meant. Claxton. Yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, Ness. This is so true. Wendell was huge with the rebound, skying above everybody. He was that way Sunday as well. I know Sunday was a terrible game, but Wendell rebounded great on Sunday against those Pacers. Let's see. Luke B says, let's go spreadsheet. Let's go. It's coming, guys. Don't worry. That's funny. I need to get a sponsor for the spreadsheet, like a specific spreadsheet sponsor. Wouldn't that be funny? I'm going to have to find that. Didalos says, I don't think I've ever not hit the like on one of these. Then again, sometimes I'm pretty tired. Thank you, Didalos, for your consistency in that. O-Town says, Paolo with a perfect shooting night. Isn't that crazy? Just let the game come to him. Which is awesome. Oh, Luke Sylvia, co-host of the Six Man Show, says, procrastinating getting behind the mic while watching the with watching the PGL. You're doing great. Thank you, Luke. The heart. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Everett says J.I. is the MVP of this game. I mean, you could definitely argue that. Had some really big impactful moments. And man, defensively, he's crazy. O-Town says refs hate Franz. Kicked right in the family jewels and no call. Isn't that crazy? That dude gets the worst whistle right now. It used to be Jalen. Jalen used to get the worst whistle on the Magic. But right now, it's definitely Franz. No doubt about that. All right, let's take a look at this box score because there's some interesting things. I'm still keeping an eye on the Nets, or not the Nets. We played the Nets. The Bulls Pacers score. I will tell you that the Nuggets are going to beat the Heat. So you just love to see that, especially after they lost to the Wizards on Sunday, which is pretty crazy. All right, box score time. Boom. Franz tonight. He's not snapped out of it. I'll just put it that way. He's not snapped out of it. We keep waiting for that to happen. He's still not playing Franz basketball, but he was better tonight, at least, I thought, than the weekend. 14 points on 6 of 14 shooting, 5 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. No turnovers. Hey, that's really good. No turnovers. Paolo, though, this is the one I really want to talk about. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the box score tonight, but Paolo, 21 points, 6 of 6 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, and 8 of 9 from the free throw line with 9 assists and only 2 turnovers. Are you kidding me? What a stat line. Isn't it crazy how... not just how much different it is than Sundays, but how much freaking better it was than Sundays. Sunday, he went 1 of 8 from 3. He was jacking up all these awful shots from distance. And tonight, he just let the game come to him. And he took 1 3 and he made it. And it was a beautiful one, by the way. I don't know. But we talked about this a little bit, and they talked about it on the show on Monday. But Sunday's game, I'm hoping there's just a lot of external factors we can blame it on, coming back from a road trip and not a lot of rest and blah, 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 blah. Regardless of what it was, great bounce back tonight for Paolo especially. Just decision-making was way better tonight. Wendell, also really good tonight, 15 points, 8 boards, really solid from him. Gary with 13, thought he was really good tonight, especially on both ends. Jalen Suggs with 14 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Great first half, pretty quiet second half. I feel like that happens a lot with Jalen, where we get him really going in the first half and then he kind of falls away in the second half. I wish we could keep him as involved in the second half, but all in all, he was fine. Markelle tonight hit double figures, 10 points, 8 boards for Markelle, as well as 2 assists, had several of those mid-range jumpers, which you love to see, and hit both free throws. And then the last guy in double figures, Jonathan Isaac, 11 points, 3 boards, 3 of 5 from 3 tonight, also had 2 blocks. Man, such a big impact in 19 and a half minutes. It's crazy. Also had Joe Ingles tonight, 6 points, 2 of 3 from 3. Cole Anthony had 6 points. Again, we're still waiting for Cole to get going, man. Cole has got to get going by the time the postseason rolls around because I think our postseason success is literally going to ride on Franz and Cole. That's pretty much it. Mo Wagner, very quiet night for him, only 2 points. And then Anthony Black, Caleb Houston, Shuma, Admiral, and Goga came in. When Brooklyn waved the white flag, by the way, only down 10 with 1:47 to go. That was very odd, especially for a team that's like fighting for the play-in. It's not like they're totally tanking yet, although maybe this is their sign that they're starting to. But a 10-point lead with 1:47 left, that's nothing in the NBA. I mean, nothing, that's an overstatement. It's not impossible, okay? Like it can absolutely be done. So that was a little strange, but whatever. It's fine. I'm grateful for it. Looking at some of these like team stats here, points in the paint. Actually, the Magic lose points in the paint, which is kind of wild. Fast break points pretty even. Wire-to-wire win for the Magic. They led by as much as 19. And the Magic lost in bench points tonight. Interesting. 12 turnovers for the Magic, which you'll take that for sure. And then 12 points off of turnovers for the Magic. Some shooting stats here. Magic shoot 51, basically 52% from the field. 14 of 32 from 3 for 43%. That's a W right there. They go 20 of 26 from the free throw line. Obviously, we'd like to see them hit a couple more than that, but 77%. Yeah, not the best, but whatever. Only 6 offensive rebounds tonight for the Magic. That's interesting. But you do out-rebound the Nets. Again, those 29 assists on 40 field goals. That's crazy. Only 11 field goals without an assist. That's awesome. 6 steals, 7 blocks for the Magic as well. All right. A little bit early for this, but since we are scoreboard watching tonight and probably every night, we are going to come over here to our scores and take a look. Oh, the Bulls lead by 3. Let's go. The Pelicans are letting us down big time, okay? I'm going to come back to this Bulls-Pacers game. Obviously, the Magic beat the Nets by 8. We've got the Hornets leading the Grizzlies. What? Pelicans are up by 26. Thanks for nothing, New Orleans. Mavericks lead the Warriors at half. Hawks and Blazers, Lakers, Kings come later. Pistons, they won again. They beat the they beat the Raptors. Oh, I got to look at this box score. That's wild. And then the Nuggets, thank you, Denver, beat the Heat by 12. That's amazing. Sorry, guys. I'm going a little bit sidetracked here. I just want to see this box score from Toronto. Let's see here. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. Sorry, guys. A little bit distracted. I'll come back to that scoreboard again here in a little bit once we see how this Bulls-Pacers game is going to go. I will tell you, it has not gone well. I'm pretty sure the Pacers just went on a 6-0 run really fast, and they now lead. That's crazy. Okay, whatever. All right. While this is happening, I do want to go ahead and look at our handy-dandy spreadsheet. Let's see here. The games tonight that we've already talked about here, Magic and Nets and Heat, Nuggets, Pacers, Bulls, Cavs, Pelicans. Tomorrow, 3 teams are in play. We got Sixers at the Bucks. You love to see that. Knicks start their West Coast road trip in Portland, and then obviously you mentioned the Bucks. They play the Sixers. And then Friday is a little bit unfortunate because the Heat play the Pistons. However, the Heat did lose to the Wizards earlier, and the Pistons just won tonight. So who knows? Who knows? And then there are a lot of interesting games next week, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So not a super favorable stretch here for the Magic when it comes to their opponents, except for maybe the Knicks. Like I said, they're going out west here. They got Blazers, Kings, Warriors coming up over the next 5 days, and then Nuggets next week, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, chat, let's come back to you here for a little bit while we wait the final score of that Bulls game here. Michael Lynch, our friend from Ireland, says, that's more like it. All over the floor. Great performance. Go Magic. Hit the like button. Thank you for tuning in. Michael. Nathan says, it's scary to watch Powell learn game to game. Seeing him develop counter moves as well now to keep the defenses honest. Isn't that awesome? It's just so cool, man. Pretty cool. Do you believe in, says Wendell kept trying to hammer threes early and when they weren't falling. Save that kind of stuff when we're up by 20. Here's the thing. Wendell, statistically, I don't know if it's like this now, but just as of like last week, was statistically our best three-point shooter on the season, shooting 40%. So if he's open, it didn't really bother me. Tonight they weren't really falling as much, but whatever. It's okay. Steven, I did see this on Twitter. He says, we're 1-9 this year on games that start at half past the hour. So this is our last one of the year, Friday versus the Raptors. Hopefully we can make that 2-9. I would hope so. Raptors lose tonight to the Pistons. I know they don't have Scotty Barnes, but we got to go 2-0 against this Pistons, guys. Come on. It's got to happen. Anything less would be unacceptable. All right, couple more here. Let's see. Ness says, Franz wasn't amazing on offense, but he played amazing defense to make up for it. Yeah, it's one of those things like, obviously, yeah, it's tough. I'm just waiting. We obviously know what Franz is offensively. We know he's so capable. And if you're like me, I'm just waiting for him to snap out of this funk. He's going to be fine. Like, we know Franz is Franz. He's going to be fine. But we just it's got to happen by the playoffs, or else we're going to be bounced pretty early if Franz doesn't, become Franz again, which we know he can. OMG, we're going to the spreadsheet. Chris says, spreadsheet brought to you by Jam Hot Rock'em Kia Amway. Love that. Wait, maybe we could do Papa John's. The Papa John's spreadsheet. I like an alliteration, though. We got to find an S partner. That's what we need to do. We'll work on that. Oh, gosh. Come on, Bulls, Matt says. Yeah, I've pulled this game up on my phone, so I'll give you a little bit of play-by-play. But, yeah, chat, let me know. Let me know what you guys are thinking right now. It's hard to believe, like I said, 16 games left in this season. That is crazy. That's hard to believe, man. But, hey, this is how I was thinking about it today after this game finished. Yeah, you went 0-2 over the weekend. It sucked. But you had a 5-game win streak before that, and then you won this one tonight. So that means you've won 6 of 8. Hey, we'd all take winning 6 out of 8 right now. You know, that's a W. We'll take it. But yeah, Janine says stuff spreadsheet. I like that. Maybe I need to put a little picture of stuff in the corner or something. That'd be fun. Starry spreadsheet, destined for greatness. Oh, we got to reach out to our friends at Starry. That's what we got to do. The Starry spreadsheet, presented by Starry. That's amazing. All right, Pacers are inbounding the ball with 23.5 seconds left. They're having a hard time inbounding. Oh, he lost it. Okay, they got it back. Tyrese Halliburton has the ball. 9-second differential. He kicks it out. Is that Nembhard for 3? No good. Tapped out. Kobe White's got the rebound. He's bringing it down. He goes up with the layup. Oh, it's blocked. What a block. Who was that? Oh, my gosh. What a block. And Pacers are fouled. I don't know who that was. Oh, was that Siakam? Holy smokes. That is a crazy play. Kobe White's hurt. Pacers going to the line. They're only up 1, so the game's not over. 5.5 seconds left. Man, I should do play-by-play more often. I'm fired up. Yeah, so I was saying 16 games left. Isn't that crazy? But what's even more crazy, I'm going to pull up the schedule here. What's even more crazy is the number of home games, right? Like, obviously, we go to Toronto here. But then we have that 8-game homestand. It's a tough one. A lot of tough games here. I'll just go ahead and I'll share this here so we can look at this together. You go to Toronto. Here's that 8-game homestand. Toronto, Charlotte, New Orleans, Sacramento, Golden State, Clippers, Memphis, Portland. I mean, winnable games. 1, 2, probably 3, potentially 4. You can split these New Orleans, Sacramento ones. So we'll call that 1. So 1, 2, 3. You could probably count those as losses, but then 4, 5. Anything less than 5 and 3 in this homestand, you know, I think that's probably what you should get there. At least 5 and 3. So I mean, you're 10 games over 500. That would put you 12 games over 500. Whew. Wow, Kobe White's going to the locker room. Rip. Oh man, that stinks. But yeah, potentially being, 12 games over 500 after this homestand. Then you go to New Orleans and Charlotte, Chicago, Houston. I mean, you got to go 3-1 in that section. And then who knows what's going to happen here at the end? Milwaukee, Philly, Milwaukee. Who knows? If Milwaukee's already got the 2 seed locked up or something, they might be resting guys. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, this is it. This is the rest of our schedule here, guys. 16 games. I can't believe it. It's crazy that we're already here. Especially when you think about the fact that we've done now this is our 66, well, plus the preseason. We did 4 in the preseason. So and we missed 1 game with the OKC. This is our 69th post-game live. That's insane, guys. That's crazy. We've done 69 of these. That's so nice. We'll come back here to the default. Look here while I'll look at chat here. Yeah, see a lot of you guys reacting to that Siakam block. That was insane, man. That's crazy. Yeah, Ryan says we're quickly approaching the home stretch of the schedule. It's facts. Okay. Pacers made both free throws. They're up 3 with 5.5 to go. Bulls take the timeout. So we're not leaving the show until that Bulls game is done. Bulls-Pacers game, because we have to know the standings. We're going to know the standings here by the time we leave this show. Do you believe in, says producer Kevin does all the maths. Thanks. No problem. I try. It keeps me fresh. Oh, man. Mr. Two First Name says, hate to see that for Kobe. Yeah, hate that. Matt says it's a goaltend. I don't know. I didn't see a replay, but it didn't look a goaltend when I was watching live. Chris says, this season's been a blast. As we wait for this timeout in Indianapolis, can we talk about this? Guys, we're not done. We'll have time later in the season to fully reminisce and reflect, But what a season it's been. It's been so fun. We've got a month left. The season literally ends a month from tomorrow, April 14th, the regular season. But what's amazing is we get a second season here. We get playoff basketball. It's amazing. And actually, we can do this really fast. I will look at the standings, but only, let's see, I'm going to do, there's no way I cannot show that. It's fine. We're going to look at the standings really fast just because I have talked about this on the show before. And ignore the standings, the seedings. What I want to talk about is this. Because we beat Brooklyn, that's a whole game gained on them. So we are now 12 games clear of the drop zone, right? What I call the drop zone here. We're 12 games away, 12 games out from totally missing a postseason. How cool is that? We're also what is that, 1.5 games now? Wait, did I do the math? Yeah, it is 12 games. Okay, 12 games out of the drop. Currently 1.5 games from the play-in, which is not enough. Still got a lot to go there. Oh, they're fouling. Man, that's annoying. But yeah, 12 games clear of the drop. That's incredible. Like, who would have thought, guys, that we'd be 12 games ahead of being scared of missing the postseason at all, like coming into the season? I thought for sure it'd be like down to the wire and stuff. Isn't that crazy? It's so fun. Janine says, I'm already making plans confidently for postseason games. So stoked. Oh, yeah. Magic are going. Like, we got a 12-game lead with 16 games to go. The Magic are playing in the postseason. No doubt about it. The key is, can they avoid the play-in? That's the key, which we're not anywhere close to being confirmed with that. But if the Magic can play their ball here, it's gonna be a thing. Luis Rosario says, next year over 100 post-game lives. Let's think about that. This year, if we end up with 81 in the regular season plus 4 in the preseason, that's 85. If the Magic have two playoff series and they both go 7 games, that puts us at 99. So next year we'd have to make the conference finals at least to hit 100 post-game lives. That'd be insane. That'd be so crazy. Nathan says, when did you guys interview Paolo? Was it recent? Yes, it was yesterday. That interview was from yesterday. Excited for you guys to get to hear that. Ace says, while we're still killing time here, this game has just a couple seconds left. More free throws coming. Ace says, this brings up a good question. What are the postseason plans for the show? Good question. Will y'all be going live at all after the season is over / when the Magic season is over? Okay. Our plans are, oh wait, Chicago got the ball? What did I miss? Chicago ball down 2. 2.4 seconds left. Caruso inbounds the ball to DeRozan. Baseline jumper. Oh, we got it at the buzzer. At the buzzer, DeMar DeRozan ties the game, and we're going to overtime in Indy. Whoa. Let's go, Bulls. Wow. Unbelievable. Holy smokes. I'm sorry, Ace. I'm going to get to your question now. Crap. Do we have to stay on here all the way through overtime? Do we have to? Chat, you tell me. We still have over 100 of you here. Are we staying on through overtime? Is this a thing? Are we going to do this? You tell me. Oh, my gosh. All right. I need to get back to this question because this is such a good question. Okay. Ace is asking, what are the postseason plans for the show? We don't exactly know. We're still working on it. Okay. One thing you can know for sure, there is going to be a postgame live after every show. Okay. Period. End of discussion. Just like it has been all season long, except for one game. We missed one game because we all wanted to go to the OKC game. Whatever. And the Shaq's jersey retirement is the real reason why we didn't have it. So there will be a postgame live after every game in the postseason, no matter what. Like, don't even sweat about that. Doesn't matter. What does it mean for the rest of our show? If you guys obviously know, we put out episodes every Monday and Thursday, and then we have this post-game show after every game. It depends on the schedule, right? If the schedule comes out and like the Magic play on Mondays and Thursdays, we're not going to put out episodes on Mondays and Thursdays because then Jonathan and Luke won't be able to react to Monday's game until Thursday and like all this stuff. So there's a chance like we don't know. It depends on the schedule. There might be some kind of hybrid thing where the episodes become the post-game show or the post-game show becomes the episodes and we're all on it together in this whole... We don't exactly know. It all depends on the schedule. We'll just have to wait and see. And then obviously the home schedule... so they're saying there's time left. Okay. The home schedule determines a lot of that too. There's a chance, guys. No, there's not a chance. I mean, I'm probably already saying too much. We're going to have some live shows. I'll just tell you that right now. We're going to have live shows like on location with you guys if you come to watch parties or wherever. That's just going to happen. Okay. So just be ready for that. All that's still in the works, but you better believe there's going to be watch parties for road games. And there's post games after every game. So I'll leave it at that. The schedule is obviously determines everything. So we'll have to wait and we'll get more specific, obviously, that second week of April. Okay, let's keep going here. Everyone's saying we're staying. All right, we'll stay. We'll stay here for this overtime game. We're putting a little bit of overtime ourselves here tonight. I was going to wrap it up at 30 minutes, but hey, you know what? We're getting warmed up for the playoffs here. Okay. A lot of people cheering for DeMar DeRozan. Love that. David says, my favorite season since 2009, 2010. I'm trying to think. It might be. Like, I think part of it is like the excitement for the fact that while this team is really good, we're still so young, you know? I think that's part of why this is one of my favorite seasons ever, is because it just feels like this is just the start. Like, it feels like it's just the start. That's what's so crazy. It's so crazy. It feels like this is just the start. Like, we could be doing this for a really long time, which is just hard to believe. Some of you are saying do play-by-play for overtime. Oh, my gosh. That'd be a lot, but maybe. Pacers get the ball with 0.3 of a second left here, so maybe there isn't overtime. Tyrese Halliburton's going to inbound the ball. Please don't break our hearts, Indy. Please don't do that to us. All right, here we go. Halliburton with the ball. Looking for something at the rim. Lobs it up. That's not going anywhere. Yep. Overtime. Overtime we go. Luke says, Kevin, who do you think are our most underrated players or player? Great question. Underrated. Most underrated. I feel like Gary might be up there because Gary never, the box score never just screams Gary, right? Like, Gary just does a lot of little things. I think Gary is an underrated defender by our fans. I think if you ask people, yeah, Gary's a good defender. I think Gary is a very good defender, and I think his presence makes a big deal. And especially now that he's knocking down the three ball, which he wasn't doing in the first half of the season, is just gigantic. It's huge. It's huge. That's probably my first answer. There are a couple other guys. It's hard to say Mo right now. Mo would have been my answer a while ago, but he's kind of quieted down a little bit. I think part of that has to do with his role and how things are changing around him. But I think Mo can have a huge impact on games. I mean, that's almost a Captain Obvious statement at this point. But I think Gary's probably my answer to this. Hey, since we're going to stick around here for this overtime, a couple things I'll say. First off, this is fun. We can do like a little Q&A time. If you have questions about what I think about the team like this, or any questions about the show, the six-man show, questions about Jonathan and Luke, I don't care. I'll tell you whatever. They're recording the episode right now, so they're not watching. Maybe they are. I don't know. But yeah, since we're going to do this overtime here, feel free to fill the chat with some questions. And the other thing I'm going to ask of you, please just be sure you hit the like button. We're putting in some overtime tonight. Right now, it looks like only half of you hit the like button. Okay, so there's 100 of you in here. Let's get 80 likes maybe. If we can get 4 out of every 5 of you hitting the like button, that would be huge for us tonight. So please hit that like button if you're still hanging out with us. Still over 100 of you with us after 10 p.m. Eastern time. The Magic game's been over for like 45 minutes. Right now, we're just on here because of a different game. It's kind of funny. I see a lot of the likes flying in here, guys. Thank you so much for doing that. But yeah, please fill up the chat here. Let's get some questions about, like I said, the six-man show, about this Magic team, about the playoffs, about Magic history. I don't care. We got time to kill. We got a whole overtime. I committed to sticking to the end of this game, and we're going to freaking do it. All right. Do you believe in says most underrated? Everybody. When you talk about underrated nationally, get frustrated even with what clips ESPN highlights on our winning games. That is so facts, man. It's crazy. Crazy. They pick some weird stuff. Ness says, who's your favorite Magic player of all time? Man, it's hard not to pick like the obvious ones. Like Dwight's the reason I fell in love with this team. Like I always liked the Magic before this, and before Dwight, but Dwight's the one that made me absolutely become a diehard, an unhealthy diehard. So he's probably my favorite. Obviously, I hate how the end went, and I hate how it's gone, with him, over the last several years, obviously. But can't take away what he did. Can't take away the impact he had on me as a fan. So he's probably my answer. But there's some guys on this team that might end up being my favorite. I don't know. Chris says, how many Magic jerseys do you own? I'm looking up because all the current player jerseys I have are over there. I've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think about 12 current players, and then probably another 12 of former players that still fit. I had a lot of smaller ones when I was a kid, but that's probably my answer here. I'll say around 20. Around 20. Okay, let's see here. Ace the Baller says, I'm going to echo what Janine said. I'm from out of town, but I'd love to know if y'all plan on getting on a Magic get-together. Here's what I'll tell you guys. Do I have this still over here where you guys can read this? Let me see here. If not, I'll just tell you. Okay. How can I do this? I'm going to do something here I've never done before. I'm going to put something on the screen. Here we go. I think I can do this and then this. I think I can do this here. Yes, I can. Okay. Here, I'm putting this up over the screen right here. These are the potential playoff home dates if the Orlando Magic do not have home court advantage, okay? So the Magic will play game 3 either the 25th, 26th, or 27th of April. This is based on last year's playoff schedule, okay? So I should clarify. This is not like a 100% guaranteed. This is exact. But based on last year's playoff schedule, this is when it would be. Game 3s were on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 25th through 27th. Game 4s were that same Saturday. Obviously, if it was on a Thursday, game 3 was on Thursday, game 4, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then game 6, Thursday and Friday. So those home dates would be when the home games are if we're the road team for the series. If we're the home team, these would be the road games. And so these would be when a watch party could potentially be. So basically, you can use this to judge the rest, if that makes sense. I don't know if that was helpful or not, but that's we've already done some logistic stuff, and so that's that. And 8 says, how many total Magic games have you attended? Holy smokes! I don't attend as much as I used to. Obviously, when I lived in Central Florida, I live 4 hours away now. By the way, for those that don't know, back when I grew up in Central Florida, I didn't go to a lot of games a lot when I was younger. We didn't have a lot of money. I still don't have a lot of money, but my family really didn't have a lot of money. We went to like 1 or 2 games a year, and it was a huge deal. And we got like this was back when you could get into the game for $10 a person, like flat, like fees, taxes, whatever, like $10. So it was like once or twice a year my family got to go. It was awesome. But then as I got older and started making my own money, I went to probably way too many games. I spent way too much money on games. And then this season, I've actually gone to this is the fewest games I've ever, I don't know about ever, but the last several years, this is the fewest games I've been to because I've just been so committed to the show, and it's been awesome. But yeah, so I could not put a number on it. I couldn't put it's definitely hundreds, like for sure. Yeah, it's hundreds. I just have to answer it that way. Luke B says, favorite role player in Magic history. All right, first off, I'll give you an update on the game. 2:57 left. Pacers up 1. DeMar DeRozan at the line to try and give them a lead. Favorite role player in Magic history. Off the court, it's Pat Garrity. Because sorry, not Pat Garrity. Why did I say that? Wrong guy unathletic white dude from that era. Michael Doliak is my personally off the court, my favorite role player in Magic history. I've shared the story on the podcast before, and if you haven't seen it or heard this before, really quick, my very first Magic game I went to was in 1999. I was 7 years old. And this is back before September 11th and security and all this kind of stuff. And so when you'd go to Magic games at the old Orlando Arena, TD Waterhouse Center, sometimes if you were there early, like right as the doors were open, some Magic players, like the marketing department would have Magic players there at the doors, like welcoming fans as they walked into the arena, which is mind-blowing today. Like that would never happen in today's society, right? But you'd literally you'd walk up all these steps. If you ever went to the old arena, you know what I'm talking about. You go up all these steps and they open the glass doors, and first there'd be like the cheerleaders. We used to have the Magic, dance team, pom-poms. Yeah, welcome to the game, blah, blah, blah. And then my first game, again, I run into this guy, Michael Doliak. I've never seen a guy that's 6'9", 6'10", whatever he was. I'm looking up at him. I never seen anything like it. I didn't have anything, but my dad had like his piece of paper and we had him sign it. DeMar DeRozan for 3. So rare. Bulls up 2. Yeah, I had him sign it. I cherished that thing forever. He became my favorite Magic player. 7-year-old Kevin, I didn't care that he wasn't an actual like legend. I thought to me he was a legend. So anyway, Michael Doliak is personally my favorite role player in Magic history. But as far as on the court, I love JJ Redick. Partially because I went to the draft watch party when we drafted him, and I booed the mess out of it because I hated the pick, and I also was very I gave into I was very easily influenced, and so a lot of people around me were booing, and I was like, oh yeah, boo. But that character arc of JJ, like him going from like the villain in college and even early in his NBA career and being terrible to like working really hard and becoming a very serviceable role player. I don't know. That's my first answer. There's probably other guys. I really like Trevor Ariza. He was only here for a little bit, but I loved him. I thought he was going to be the next, I don't know, somebody. Bulls are now up 4 with 65 seconds remaining. Let's go. Now it's down to 2. Matthew says, who do you want the Magic to play against in the first round? On paper, it's still the Pacers. I don't think it's going to happen, obviously. But on paper, I know they smoked us on Friday, but I feel like we could give the Knicks a run. I really do. Now, I'd hate to have Knicks fans take over Kia Center. Was that who was that? Oh, that was Ayo. Or Ayo. I don't know how you say it. Disumu. Bulls are up 4 with 44 seconds to go. I feel like we give the Knicks a run for their money. I really do. I don't think we'd win, but I think it'd be fun. Obviously, I'd hate for Knicks fans to take over Kia Center. Part of me really wants the Knicks. It would just be so fun to beat them. It'd be so fun to beat them. Didal says, what was the first Magic season you actively remember watching? 99-2000. I moved to Central Florida in 1999. How about the Osceola Magic? Yeah, first in the East right now. Looking great. I mean, we kind of expected that coming to the season. We knew they had a killer roster. Yeah, hopefully they can keep it up. It'd be really fun to get another G League championship. Matthew also says 2009 or 1995 Magic squad. Star power. I mean, the 95 team is crazy. But I feel like the 2009 team was probably a better team. Probably a better team. But that would be a really fun series. Doc says, I really hope the Magic don't get deer in the headlights during playoffs, but either way, it's going to be fun learning about them. I don't want to be a total like downer here, a pessimist. I think every Magic fan may need to go into the playoffs with that as an expectation. If they surpass that, great. But this is, I mean, historically, this is what happens, guys. This is what happens. First team, or a team's first time in the playoffs. What you said there, Doc, is exactly what happens. Sometimes it doesn't. That's usually what happens. Otan says DeRozan is going off. He really is. Bulls are up 4 with 44 seconds left here. Pacers are inbounding the ball now. Let's see if the Pacers can get a reaction. Doc says it's strange rooting for the Bulls, isn't it now? Now that we don't have draft picks at play, it's kind of interesting. Siakam with the spin. Was that Siakam? Yeah, I think it was. Spin, lays it up and in, 2-point lead. Let's see, 37 seconds, about a 17-second differential on the clocks. Caruso brings the ball up. Here we go. Here's the play-by-play. I'm watching on my phone, so it's kind of small. It's hard to see who's who. Caruso's wide open at the free throw line. Gets it down low. Oh, it's up and in. Who is that? That's not Patrick Williams, is it? I can't tell who this is. It's so small on my phone. Either way, Bulls up 4, 19 seconds left. Here's Tyrese Halliburton. Dribbles it back out, goes back into the paint. Right-handed floater is short. Rebound Siakam. There's a foul. All right, Pacers going back to the line, I think. Unless they're not in the bonus. I don't know if that was on the floor or not. Either way, okay. We'll hit a couple more of these questions when this game's done. We're done, okay? Just a reminder, guys. Jonathan Luke, right now, recording an episode of the Six Man Show. That episode also includes a quick interview with Paolo Banchero and an extended interview with Jeff Turner, talking about the last quarter of the season that's remaining here, guys. So obviously you're going to want to tune into that tomorrow. Ace says, $10 a ticket sounds like a dream nowadays. Even seats way up near the roof are like $50, $60 a pop. It's true. And the big games, it's more than that. Isn't that crazy? I am a fan, not an owner, says, yo, from Jersey, but on vacation in Disney, so was at the Magic game tonight. Nice. What a game to watch. Balanced team, just dominate and show a presence out there. Rinse and repeat. Love that for you. Glad you got to see that. Saw this question on Twitter. How many other teams besides the Magic have you seen play live? I saw this too. The question was like, how many of the NBA teams have you seen? When I read that, I counted. I've seen 27 teams. Now, all but one of them I've seen play the Magic. The only non-Magic, well, that's not true. I've been to several non-Magic games. The only team I've seen from that list that wasn't playing the Magic was the Dallas Mavericks. I've not seen the Magic play the Mavericks. I've seen the Indiana Pacers play the Dallas Mavericks. But yes, I've seen 27 NBA teams. I'm trying to remember the teams I haven't seen before. It was like New Orleans. I think it was New Orleans, Utah, and Philly or something like that. I'd have to go back and rethink it, but I'm pretty sure those are the three I haven't seen, which is kind of weird that I've never seen Philadelphia play. It's kind of weird. Ryan says, yeah, back in the TD Waterhouse days. Facts, man. Facts. Losers Ari says, I missed the water fountains outside the arena back in the day. Man, those were the good old days. People don't get it. That building was special. Like, it was a dump. Don't get me wrong. It was not beautiful. I still remember the sticky floors and those ugly red chairs. But man, when that building was loud, it was loud. It was so loud. It was so fun. Nathan says, imagine double OT. I hadn't even thought about that. Come on, Chicago. Dialysis is true. He says, imagine getting the Heat and eliminating them. That would be insane. Do you believe it says, what other Florida teams do you follow? I follow the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Rays, and Florida State Athletics. I'm Jovi says, at least lose a series 4-2 in the first is cool. Just put up a fight. A says, do you listen to other teams' perspectives on our Magic team after we beat them? Oh, yeah, all the time. Yep. Ryan says, the first year we went to the playoffs with Dwight, we got swept by the Pistons. I remember that series very well. That was 2007. Yes, I remember. I was there. I did not go to game 4, but I went to game 3, which is a really fun atmosphere, even though the Pistons just owned us, man. That Pistons. But hey, this is actually, I'm glad you brought this up. That was such a good learning experience for that team. Like, really good learning experience for Dwight and Jameer. And, if that happens this year, it happens. But we're not in it for this season. We're in it for the long haul. Soul Train says, next 2 against Toronto can start a streak again. It's true. Toronto, and then, I'm having a brain fart here. I don't remember what it is next week. I'd have to look. Thanks, Praises says, long live the TD Waterhouse. Facts, man. Only Mel says, I've never seen a basketball game yet, but next time I go to Orlando, I'm going to a game. You have to. Ty says, FSU, let's go. Luis Rosario says, that building rocked in the Game 7 against Indiana in 1995. I wish I could have been there. Everyone that was there says that. That was like the game. I just can't imagine what that was like. A says, I'm signing off if it goes to 2 OT. Guys, I have a hard time with this because I'm a very loyal person. When I say something, I really do it. I try to do it. If this game goes to 2 overtime, this is going to be tough because we still got 6-man show stuff to do tonight. Do you believe in says, Lightning never saw you as a hockey fan? Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. Oh, DeRozan missed. Okay, Pacers down 3 with the ball. 7 seconds left. They're not going to give it to Tyrese. 3, 2, Tyrese for the tie. It's short. The Bulls win. They win. If you know what that's from. Tyrese Halliburton wants a foul call. It did not look like a foul for me. Bulls win. Let's go. What a night for the Magic. All right, really quick. I'll hit the rest of these. Says, never saw you as a hockey fan. I love hockey. I love the Tampa Bay Lightning. The hardest thing, though, is the Lightning. Like, NHL season lines up with the NBA. So during the regular season, I don't get to watch as much as I want because obviously most of my nights are, dealing with the Magic, which is great. But in the playoffs, I don't miss a second. I watch as much as I can during the regular season, but it's not as much as I wish. Like, if they were opposite, I watch every Lightning game. I love the Lightning. I love NHL. I love overtime hockey and all those things. It's so fun. All right, really fast. Soul Train says, I saw Tayshaun Prince make a clutch shot against us in the playoffs in Orlando. Yeah, yikes. Matthew Kinson says, my favorite game I've been to was the Matt Barnes versus Kobe Bryant at the arena. Great game, and we won. That was an amazing game. Sunday afternoon, ABC game. Who had the late 3? It was Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes hit the late 3 in that game. That sealed it. It was so fun. Everyone's saying Bulls win. Love to see that. Ace the Baller, you got this. You're exactly right. He says, and on that note, I'm going to bed. Good night, my Magic Maniacs. Facts. I'm going ahead and starting our outro. Oh, wait. We didn't look at the standings really fast. I got to refresh the standings. No, I'm stopping the music. Stop the music. No. We can't do that. We've been waiting this whole time to look at the standings. We're not rushing this. It's not happening. Let's take a look at the standings. First off, Didala says over Elo, right? Good job. That's exactly what I was referring to. Okay. Is this up to date? It is, yes. All right. Final thing we're doing here tonight. Standings. Magic, half a game back of the New York Knicks. Love to see that. Only 4 games back of the Cavs and Bucks. Even though the Cavs won tonight. Only 4 games back of the Cavs and the Bucks. It's not over. Cavs are going to be harder to catch, okay? The reason why the Bucks are still around, though, I still consider the Bucks a possibility, is because we played them twice in the last week of the season. So if we're only down, 2 games going into that, 1 game, It's possible. Like I said, half game back in the Knicks. You're 1.5 games up on the Sixers and the Pacers. You are now 2.5 games up on the Miami Heat. How beautiful would it be if we hear all season long, oh, the Heat just got to get to the playoffs and they'll turn it on, and the Heat and the Heat and the Heat, and they only make the play-in and they lose in the play-in? Can you imagine how beautiful that would be? Whew. 2.5 game lead on the Heat and a 6-game lead on the Bulls and an 8-game lead on the Hawks. And like we mentioned, a 12-game lead on that drop zone, that cutoff line for postseason basketball. It was a beautiful night for the Magic. It's so funny how things can change so fast in the NBA. We had a really, really rough weekend, right? And look how we bounced back. Magic get a win. We get a bunch of good results around us. Now, vibes are high. We get Toronto on Friday. Got to win that game. And then again next week on Sunday. We'll see how it goes. Regardless, again, tune into the episode of the Six Man Show tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome one. I'll be back for Friday's show after the Toronto game. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. But until then, let's go Magic.